All right, hello everybody. Thank you for joining. I am Riley with the T Storm Chasers, and we're going to take a look at your forecast. But before we do, here is a brief word from our sponsors at Cube Portable Storage.
What are you doing?
Decluttering?
Moving? Remodeling? In need of temporary storage, emergency cleanup, or just need to declutter? Cube Portable Storage has the perfect solution. Rent your Cube Portable Storage container today.
And don't forget, they got roll-off dumpsters for the other stuff. Call Cube Storage for all your moving needs.
All right, good morning out there. Happy Monday. Hopefully you guys had a wonderful weekend. Let's go ahead and jump into this morning's video, taking a look. Firstly, looking at the national view, and man, things are much quieter than what we've been seeing over the last couple of weeks. We've had a rough last three-ish weeks of winter weather, and we are finally going to be entering a quiet period. Looking at the national view again, we don't have a whole lot to talk about. I mean, Detroit area, eastern Michigan, dealing with some snow. Other than that, there really is no other area. There's northwestern part of the country that's seeing a bunch of rain, but other than that, we don't see anything else. So it is pretty quiet overall. Now, let's take a look at your morning temperatures. So we are looking at a more mild forecast, especially than what we've been seeing over the last few weeks to a month. We are looking at a mild period now that we will be entering starting today. We'll start to turn warmer. Right now we're already at 21 degrees in Sioux Falls. That's an improvement over the last several days. 21 in Brookings, 26 in Huron and Mitchell, 15 up in Aberdeen, 28 in Mobridge. It is 30 in Pierre. Even south central South Dakota, look at some of these numbers already. Down near Rosebud, we're at 48 this morning, 37 in Winter, and out in Rapid City, we're at 36. It's already 47 in Custer. Down into Nebraska, we're at 37 in O'Neill. We're at 29 in Valentine, 22 in Alliance, 26 in Grand Island, and 29 in Omaha. Into Iowa, we are at 23 in Des Moines. We are at 19 in Mason City, 20 in Spencer. We are at 14 in Cedar Rapids. And into Minnesota, we are at 15 in Shakopee. We are at 22 in Worthington, 12 in Rochester, 24 in Marshall, and 6 in St. Cloud. So again, for our region, we are turning warmer. We're turning the page to a warmer, quiet period of a forecast. So we'll jump into those details and look at a few items and more. But first, let's hear a brief word from this morning's sponsor at CE Construction.
From roofing to siding, CE Construction is setting the standard across North and South Dakota. Our expert team delivers quality, durability, and trust on every project. CE Construction, Dakotans helping Dakotans with their roofing and siding needs. Call or visit us online.
Okay, starting us off with the temperature forecast here on the model run. Let's go ahead and play this out. Again, looking at today, we are looking at a pretty warm forecast overall, with temperatures out west in the 40s and 50s. That is a welcome sight there. 30s in the east, as you can see there. I think Sioux Falls will be in the mid-30s today. And then as we take a look at your day tomorrow, we're looking at another warm forecast tomorrow. I think we will be close to 40 in Sioux Falls tomorrow. I think we could definitely hit 40 in Sioux Falls tomorrow. You go just a little bit west into Mitchell, and we're in the upper 40s. And you go, Platte down towards Wagner, and they're going to be in the mid-50s for a high. Mid-50s for winter. And Rapid City in the low 50s. 60s returning down into Nebraska. Very nice forecast. So, again, today and tomorrow looking pretty mild. And then on Wednesday, we will continue the trend of nice weather, nice temperatures ahead. Looking at, again, Wednesday, another nice day. It looks like 30s to low 40s in the east, 50s to low 60s out west. Looking at a really nice forecast. Now, you notice something on Thursday, however. Midweek, it does look like we're going to have one day where we're going to cool down. This very cold Arctic weather will move into parts of our region, and it looks like we'll have temperatures returning to the single digits into the teens up here in the east and northeast regions, and then 20s and 30s out west. So it does look like we will be seeing a cool down on Thursday. I want to make that very clear. But it is only one day out of the 10-day forecast that we're looking at a cool day, a cold forecast. Other than that, starting on Friday, we're going to warm back up into the 30s for Sioux Falls. How about 60s out west again? So it looks like we're going to be right back into that warm weather on Friday. And then Saturday, it does look like temperatures in the 30s mainly there on Saturday. For your weekend, it looks like we will be a little bit cooler, but still fairly mild overall. And then on Sunday, looks like temperatures in the 30s and 40s once again. And then a week out from today, looking at temperatures, looks like maybe in the 40s, 30s and 40s across the region. Now, what do we have for wind gusts? I wanted to go ahead and show this map as well, because there is a day specifically on Thursday where it looks like we will be dealing with strong wind gusts. So let's go ahead and play this out. Looking at the Euro model, and if we play this out, we are looking at, fairly calm winds overall today. And then same thing for tomorrow, and same thing on Wednesday. Although you notice on Wednesday, you start to see some possible wind gusts occurring starting Wednesday, mainly out west with some pretty strong winds of 40+ miles per hour. However, once you get towards Thursday, there's what I was talking about. Look at some of these numbers out west, 60+ mile per hour wind gusts returning to the forecast there by Thursday. And then, afternoon hours moves, into our entire region. So looks like on Thursday we're looking at some pretty strong winds moving into our region. And in excess of 40, in excess of 50, maybe even in excess of 60 mile per hour wind gusts. And then after that, it'll die down. So it looks like Thursday will be a rough day of weather. Again, cold and super windy ahead in that forecast. So I want to make that very clear for your day on Thursday. Other than that, though, we are looking at a pretty nice forecast overall. Not a lot of wind, more mild, and not seeing any systems coming through. And now let's go ahead and look at the weather map here over the next several days. Looking at the European model, again, not seeing anything today, not seeing anything tomorrow. Wednesday, not really seeing much until we get towards Wednesday evening. We could see a chance for some rain, actually, moving into our region. Not snow. We're looking at rain because it's going to be warm enough where we don't see any snow. If it was colder, we would see snow, but it'll be warm enough for rain. And this would include the Sioux Falls area. It looks like, South Dakota, Nebraska, Minnesota, Iowa, the Quad State region, looking at that activity. Now, on the back side of the system, though, when it cools down on Thursday, we could see some snow showers up in northeastern South Dakota into Minnesota. So I want to make that clear as well. That is certainly on the table. And then after that, there could be a quick hit on Friday of a little bit of something there, but it does not look organized at this time. So we'll keep it at 20%. And then by Saturday, there might be a system out west of some snow, but overall not looking organized at this time. So mainly Wednesday evening into Thursday. And one other weather topic that I think is very interesting, the snow depth that we have out there, the snow melting process throughout this forecast, with how warm it's going to be. We're going to be seeing temperatures above freezing for most of this 10-day forecast, again, with the exception of one day. What does that mean? Well, it does mean that we are looking at snow melt that is going to be happening, and it's going to start today, and it's going to be, tomorrow, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, into next week. We're looking at all those days, basically every day except for Thursday. We're looking at melting snow. And so, what are we looking at? Well, you look at the snow depth map, and today already seeing snow melting, and then tomorrow more snow melting. It just kind of chips away at this snow depth. And the European model is thinking by this weekend there could be a lot of snow melted. So I would say at this point it is not a guarantee that we are going to be seeing a white Christmas in our region. Kind of hard to believe. It really is, because for the last month we've been seeing cold temperatures, bitter cold temperatures, and we've been seeing a lot of snow. We've had a lot of snow already in the month of December. And however, it does again look like we're going to be seeing a bit of a break, and as a result, with the warm temperatures, the snow will inevitably be melting, and inevitably we are looking at the snow melt. So this is definitely a weather topic, something we're going to be keeping a very close eye on. But it does look like there is a chance that we could not see a white Christmas. It might melt before Christmas, which is hard to believe. It really is. But it is certainly not off the table because of how these dynamics play in, where, again, the warm temperatures, and we're not seeing any chances for snow. The only chance we see is on Thursday, and that would be, northeastern South Dakota at this time. So at this time, we're not really seeing any snow in the forecast. And we're looking at the warm temperatures. So wanted to mention that for those of you guys out there, that I know I like a white Christmas. I know most of you enjoy having a white Christmas. Hopefully we still get it, but just let you know that it might not happen. So that's going to do it for this morning's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed and got something out of this. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Also drop a comment down below. Let us know what your thoughts are. And also be sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok as well. And be sure to follow us on Facebook and X. That is where we post all of our updates. And we are very much active on those. So be sure to check those out and stay up to date on the latest. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later today.